Hey folks, this is round two of talking about music, listening, and maybe a few other things as well. Um, but yeah, I had some stuff on my phone I needed to. I don't know. For the life of me, I still don't understand always how. I don't know. I know that one of the great ways of getting rid of unneeded whatever on your SD card, if you have one, is you just format it, and that's where a lot of my videos go. Other than my maiden phone, but I just anyway. Aside from all that, let's get back to the topic at hand here. Um, Listening to music and that sort of thing. So I was mentioning in the previous video that there was a lot. I'm not even sure how much music I've heard, and that's I'm also not even including music that my parents would listen to and like church music and stuff they'd sing to me when I was younger and you know there's but there's just a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. Anyway, um, I'm gonna probably talk about some other stuff in this video as well because I was mostly done with this topic. I just had it to kind of cut it off a little bit. Running out of room or something, but um, I think the main train of thought I had was basically that um, we should all be listening to more music. I think in general, or at least I think it would be a really good thing to do for everybody. Um, but again, there's a link between someone's knowledge of music and how much music they listen to, and also how intently they listen to that music. And to be honest, there's some music that is just doesn't take very much intentness, doesn't take very much scrutiny to understand it. So to be honest, again, we're talking about there's some music that just is more detailed that I hold in higher regard in general, such as a lot of classical pieces, but and some film music actually. But it just there's other stuff too as well. But anyway, okay. So let's move on to something else here just a bit. Um, so sorry, kind of changing gears here a little bit. But well, when I perform, so when I compose something and have it performed, I often kind of, on some level, I'm always thinking about music that I've liked the most. Like this is kind of a similar topic, but I'd like to be able to have my performances of that music have a certain quality to them, where if I was at that performance, I would be very much like whoa, like having an amazing experience, right? I want the performances to be amazing. I want them to be life changing. I want them to be memorable, very much so, and relaxing. And I don't want anybody to feel nervous from me or to be bored or to be just whatever. I mean, so that's performances of my stuff, and so that's kind of just you know the best performances I've been to, whether it was or the best movies I've been to with music and stuff I've been, or plays or whatever. It's been when I've been really engaged in the concert or performance, and the music is especially memorable and very well played. And yeah, it's just I know what it is, what kind of elements that I'm looking for a lot of times. And to kind of take this discussion here in a certain direction, it's um, I try to avoid having again certain things happen during performances of my music. One of those things has to do with um, mm, well, I just try to play to the best of my ability, even if it's my own music. But um, I don't like performances of my music to um, I'm trying to think how to put this here. We all feel much happier about a performance where we're not. Um, we I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying to get the right words here. I love it when folks come up to me afterwards and they're just very moved by my music. They really had an impact on them. That's the kind of feedback I love. I don't always like it when um, I feel like my music was, unless I intended it to be this way on purpose, right? I don't always like it when I get cutesier comments, I guess you could say. When someone says, "Oh, that was so adorable. Oh, that was so cute. Oh," if I write something that's adorable and cute, and I'll do that on purpose, and so then in that case, I'll say that'll just be like, yeah, a thumbs up, like I'll be really happy. But if I'm writing music that's not adorable and cute, I don't like. Yeah, of course, I don't take offense to that, but there are some folks that um, may be prone to be saying things more in that respect, uh, just because of my relationship with certain people in the audience, goes without saying, but that some folks will always say they loved it and they'll be smiling and happy, and that's good. I like to see though the emotion, some kind of emotional effect it had on the listener in a way. But unless you're talking again, I don't know. It's nobody wants to. I don't know. How can I put this? Again, how can I put this? Um, I guess you could say um, I've had a lot of performances where, um, I was my own parents came and supported me, and that was awesome. It's great. And I've had some performances where I was a little nervous and made a few mistakes and whatever. I always thought I did well in these performances. As I get more serious, and as you become more a serious music composer, I guess it's just you like that kind of feedback, but at the same time, you want people to really enjoy themselves more when they're hearing your music. Um, I guess people just show that differently. It's I guess it's just, but it means a great deal to me when someone can hear different moods in my music. But I guess by the same token, you can't expect adults to be as afraid of scary music as you would uh, kids. Kids will probably be more sensitive to certain things anyway. Um, so, I, it's like I know that it's fun to scare people, but I don't know. Oftentimes, when it comes to wanting to scare people, we don't think in terms of musical reasons. We think in terms of other reasons, by the way. So, um, yeah, I guess it's just the main train of thought I have here with all of this is, even from the last video I made about this subject, listening to music and just thinking about what I want to write for these, recitals and other things. It's I have very high standards for my own compositions, very very high standards, and uh, there are times when I feel like I don't quite measure up to what I could do, but it takes a great deal of energy, and it's really easy for me to do something that I've kind of done before already, or yeah, some things I just know how to do better than other things still. So when I'm trying to do something new or different, well, just less than I've done before, some whatever I'm doing it something a little different than I've done before. Um, I don't like it when I have to expose my weaknesses to my listeners, but I just do my darndest, my best in everything I do. And especially in music composition and music. But again, just to wrap this up a little bit, I'm asking myself, what do I really want to write? What am I really wowed by at present? That's often the case. What pieces of music am I very influenced by? It's easy to say that I've listened to a lot of easy listening stuff, a lot of stuff from Europe, but I absolutely love a really mysterious end to a short piece or whatever, or a fairly peaceful piece. I love it when you just end on a cliffhanger chord, just some out of the wall, just something that kind of makes you go, you know, and it just like you want to keep listening. I love that kind of effect. It's like when you have a TV show that um, has that mysterious chord at the very end, or kind of a little zinger, kind of a accented, weird, but like a harmony that makes you a little bit uneasy, and so you know that the show is not quite over with, or there's a commercial break or something, and the lights fade at that moment, or something is maybe there's a character that has a rather frightening expression on their face, or something is like you can calm down during the commercials and come back to the show, and that's what I'm talking about. That stuff is just it's almost magical how awesome that kind of stuff is. And by the way, sometimes again, I'm not that old of a guy. I'm very young still, but it's like comparatively, I don't know. I don't feel old at all. But the thing is, I enjoy media, TVs, shows, and movies that are older a lot of times. And on that note, I think a lot of movies, TV shows from the 50s, but 60s especially 60s increasingly. It's very, very 60s and also 70s and even a little bit of 80s, but 60s, I think there's so much movies that had what I'm talking about. TV shows or movies. You look at by the way, if you look at a average a book of popular music for piano for like intermediate students, most of the tunes are going to be from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Few from the 90s, maybe. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, a little bit of 90s. Nothing really so much in the last 20 something years, unless you're talking about books that are devoted to that kind of thing. Great movie themes. There's still some, but there's so many great soundtracks from the 60s and 70s and 80s and 50s, and there's so much that I think all you guys that are more interested in that kind of thing, there's so many things that you guys can benefit from by listening to music like that, by the way. And so increasingly, I think a lot of my music listening is going to be from those eras, the 50s, but more especially 60s, 70s, and 80s. Anyway, I think I'll wrap this video up. I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Bye.